Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 5th, 2020. Strong hand, golden age of the 2020s. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin in motion. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Compete, don't complain. Unconfiscatable. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Hello, my elite friends. If you got questions, I got answers. Type in Bitcoin Meister, do a super chat. In that chat, I will answer your questions. Check out Saturday's show. It was Beyond Bitcoin. It was great yesterday. DisruptMeister.com. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. And check out all the links below, because everything I talk about in this video is linked to below. Friday was This Week in Bitcoin. Ansel Lindner was on. The best guest in the freaking space. Steve Barber. They're all the best guests in the space. I bring you the best guests. I'm working on some new guests for this Friday. I better do that tomorrow. I got to contact them. That reminds me. Who else was on besides Ansel? Oh, I know who. Blake Anderson made his return to the show. Just legendary dudes. I love having these guys on the show. All right. Now, we have news. I'm going to read you something that was tweeted out by the guys at Unconfiscatable. Have you heard of Unconfiscatable? That conference put on by Tone Vase in Las Vegas on Saturday, February the 22nd? The always fun and entertaining Adam Meister will be hanging out, streaming, and doing his thing on February the 22nd in Las Vegas at Unconfiscatable 2020. Full lineup of events and fun at unconfiscatable.com. And so, yes, it's official. I even got the bus ticket. I'll be there in Vegas at the D Hotel for Tone's event on February the 22nd. I'm going to bus in from LA, get there at 4 in the morning, be there all day, and then leave like at 11 at night and bus back to LA. So I'm looking forward to meeting some people that I've had on the show, but I've never met them in person. I'll meet Juan Galt in person, and who knows who else I'll meet in person that I've never that has been on the show, but I've never met in person. So that'll be exciting, and I'm sure I'll meet some of you guys there. I'll be promoting it, reminding everyone. Tone is great. I've only met Tone once in person. That was in 2015. Oh yeah, we had strong hands. July of 2015, I met him in Chicago. Wow, so much has happened since then. Michael Post said, Bitcoin Meister, Bcash came out with a device for merchants. What is your opinion? I haven't heard about it yet. But that might be why the price has pumped lately. So I guess I should, maybe that's what's going on. You know, that's the thing with these altcoins. They come up with a new gimmick and they pump sometimes, especially when they've got a persuasive, centralized leader like King of the Trolls. We're going to talk about King of the Trolls in a second, but I really don't care very much about Bcash at all. I mean, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. They can do what they want to do over there. That's cool. It doesn't bother me at all. And it shouldn't bother anyone, whatever they do over there. Or if the Bcash price pumps, so good for them. Get rid of their bags or whatever they want to do. Moving on, you know, at Unconfiscatable, we won't be talking Bcash. Oh yeah, that's what I mean by that is it's a Tone is only puts on a hardcore Bitcoiner event. So Las Vegas, and you know I dislike Las Vegas so much. I haven't been there since September of 2016. But if they're getting me in there, so I will be there. Let's see. Oh yeah, so a reminder to everyone, this is where the big boys play. This is not just a saying of mine. This is something you should take to heart and understand what that means, because some people aren't very happy that an organization has used the Satoshi Nakamoto name, specifically the last name of this person who we don't even know who he is, and that's not his real name, and it might be 2 or 3 people. But no one owns the name. No one owns the name. So you kind of put it on a pedestal when you go crazy and say, no, it's altcoiners are using the Nakamoto name. That's wrong. It's horrible. It's terrible. And it's just a name, guys. And the more we blow it out of proportion, the more likely that we're going to get more and more guys pretending to be that person, because you make that person seem so, I don't want to, beyond humanity, beyond the human, like someone. And it was just a person who came up with a Bitcoin. He's gone. That's it. It's a name, or a group of people. That's it. If people want to use the name, if they want to name their sewer after him, that's great. We should just let it be. If you don't like it, compete. Don't complain. You make a better website than they're making a news site or whatever it is with not. You make a better news site instead of screaming like a maniac about it's wrong that they're using Nakamoto and they're saying it's a Bitcoiner site, but they're really a bunch of altcoiners. Even Udi agrees with this. Okay, so let me say, this is what their press release or what their release was. Okay, and it sounds good. And it isn't as good as it seems, probably. On the 11th anniversary of Bitcoin's Genesis block, we're pleased to announce Nakamoto.com, a new general interest journal for the crypto community. And you look who the contributors are, and one of them is King of the Trolls, and it says they're Bitcoin fans. I mean, clearly, King of the Trolls, Vitalik Buterin. There's a Ripple guy that's going to write for it. Okay, they're not really Bitcoiners, are they? But again, they're saying it's a journal for crypto, Nakamoto.com. They bought the name. Do you want to spend all that money on a name like that? I don't. I'd rather spend that money on buying Bitcoin. They were silly. I mean, it probably was not a cheap name to purchase. They wasted all that money on that. And maybe it wasn't a waste. Maybe they'll be profitable in their business. Good luck to them in their business and whatever they're doing. You know what? They might come up with some good articles and good stories. And there are Bitcoin people that are actually writing for them. So let them compete. I mean, you can complain, but I say maybe they're going to bring us some good information. Do I like that? Am I going to enjoy King of the Trolls articles? Probably not. But there are other people writing there, and we shouldn't go wild. Worry. It's a name. I don't own that name. You don't own that name. They spent a lot of money to own that domain name. Good luck. All right. Ethone said, France approves first ICO. What do you think about that? I'm surprised. France they like regulation. That this ICO must have done everything they had to do and probably is paying some 70% tax rate or whatever. Hey, I don't think I think ICOs should be able to be anywhere. You shouldn't waste your money on them, but people should be able to make their ICOs. People should be able to print their own money, print their own cryptocurrency. Let the market decide. And if 80%ers want to waste their money on something that's not Bitcoin, okay, they're going to do what they're going to do. They're impulsive. So I don't really care that much. I am surprised that France approved one, because there must have been some regulatory hurdles there with France. Hey, and it would be great if France wasn't such a busybody in a status place where the government had to interfere and everything. That would be great. So maybe they're getting there. I don't know. I think it's bigger news that in Germany they're going to allow banks to sell Bitcoin. That's awesome. Germany is way ahead of France. And that's you bring up France, there's so little news, so little Bitcoin innovation and cryptocurrency news that comes out of France at all. I mean, and few French people that I'm even in contact with that are on Twitter or anything like that. It's from countries all around. You got Spain, you got Germany, you got Austria, you have England, of course, and the Netherlands and Belgium, all sorts of people come, and then nothing for France hardly. So there, you brought up some French news though, so that was good. And I have nothing against France at all. I wish them luck. I hope, because it's a very sophisticated society, so they should have Bitcoin. They should have access to Bitcoin. It should be easy. All right. Okay, so we talked about the Nakamoto thing. Oh, and Mad props to Nakamoto for harnessing the power of free outrage marketing. Probably would have never heard of them, but they are all over my timeline now. Yep, good point. I don't know. Now I would have heard of them, but there's a lot of people that wouldn't have heard of them. But all these people are like, how dare them? And then here, Udi said, apparently today's Bitcoin drama is about how people are allowed to buy domain names without asking Bitcoiners for permission. Tough luck, guys. If you wanted a domain name, you should have bought it yourself. That is, pound that like button. I couldn't have said it better. That was from Udi, that last one. So Eric of Last Resort, a guy on Twitter who I like, he had this tweet the other day. I've been saving this. I think it was from Thursday. I'm looking forward to a future where people with the following traits are greatly rewarded: patience, long-term thinking, deferral of gratification, conviction, reason. This is a world I can't wait to be a part of. Well, I want to say something. I think that those people are already greatly rewarded. We're already greatly rewarded. I don't think we're entering. We really live in this world already, and in the future that you suggest, you allude to a future. Some more people will understand that deferral of gratification concept instead of jumping on envious and scapegoating conclusions about success. So I believe people with those who stay true to all those traits that you described will have success, and that in the future, more people are going to wake up to the fact that success is brought on from conviction and deferral gratification instead of, oh, that guy just got lucky, and, oh, I got to blame all those people for all my problems. So I think that's the world we're going to be a part of. But mostly, most people in the world will never get on that train and will always find excuses why they're not successful and blame successful people for all their problems. Okay, pound that like button. Derp said, Bitcoin Meister, thanks for still doing your podcast, bro. Of course. Why wouldn't I? Well, you're probably saying because a lot of people have stopped doing theirs. Yeah, well, that's their business, whatever. I've got conviction. We just talked about conviction. It's the secret of success. I have a system. My system is a new show every freaking day. You can listen to it. You can watch it, whatever. By the way, sportsmeister.com, that's where you can listen to all the audio version. You don't need to see my face. You don't need to see these awesome freaking shirts that allude to 1990s rappers, Notorious BTC, or 1980s rappers when I have my run BTC shirt on. Shirts like this linked to below. And I think the Cryptoids guys are going to be at Tone's event. Some of the Cryptoids guys, I've worn their shirts before. My hoodie, which I love, is a Cryptoids production. And I got to get their affiliate link set up one of these days. And what is this? So yeah, I heard that D Live, which I'm not on because I was on D Live at one point when it used Steam, and then they switched to some freak altcoin and kicked me off because I was still on Steam, and it was just, the transition was just too much of a pain. Well, now D Live is going to compensate people with Tron, apparently. All right, maybe I'll get on D Live, just to divert, to get on some other platforms. YouTube is still the one, dudes. They do some wild and wacky things, but they're still the one. But I am on Steemit, of course. I am on Steemit, people. At Bitcoin Meister on Steemit right now. You can watch this live there, and I have it posted there right now. I still get that free Steam. What do you get with something you get for free? You turn it into Bitcoin. You don't buy it. They're the people that try to promote their insane crypto dividends. They're good crypto dividends too, but they're bad ones, obviously, like Bcash. You get something for free, why would you buy it? You turn it into Bitcoin, baby. I don't know. It's just silly people out there. All right. But yeah, I get that. But still, people buy Steam too. They can get it for free. They just make some blog posts. They get it for free, but no, they still buy it. I don't know. What a world. 80%ers, impulsive. Okay, so Nic Carter. Let me see if anybody else is. We got all sorts of people in the chat. I see that. You can, again, Bitcoin Meister or Super Chat. I will answer your questions. Now, Nic Carter has an article. It is a very long article, and it gets into some economic complexities, to say the least. An introduction to the efficient market hypothesis for Bitcoiners. Okay, guys, I'm warning you. It's not that exciting, but now my major takeaway, I went through the whole thing. He says this, anyone with an interest, oh God, someone else, I see there's a question coming up about a noisemaker. I will answer the question about the noisemaker. Oh God, so many distractions in this space. Anyway, anyone with an interest in Bitcoin has been aware of the supply trajectory from inception. That's what Nic Carter said. Now I got to say something. Nic Carter's a really smart dude. He's been on my show before. He doesn't understand how naive and not very smart some people are in the space. Okay, anyone with an interest in Bitcoin has been aware of the supply trajectory for its from inception. Disagree. Strongly disagree. And that's why I don't buy this efficient market hypothesis. It's not an efficient market. It's an insane market with a bunch of people buying things. They have no idea what they're buying. They don't know about the issuance. They don't know about halvings. Now, Nic deals with a lot of smart people, guys at funds. And of course, they know every aspect of Bitcoin. They do so much research. So who drives the market? Who drives the market? All the people buying at Coinbase, all the people that are going to be watching, ABC News in March and learn about something called the halving and not understand what the halving is, and then suddenly want to buy a lot of it. We'll see what drives the market. I don't think the market is. I know that most people in this market couldn't take the time to read Nic's article. Even know about crypto Twitter. And if they did know about crypto Twitter and they did read Nic's article, they would have no idea what the heck he was talking about at all. And that's something you have to take into account when you're trying to read the market or whatever. Now, I will say this. Kyle Samani, he tweeted out a thread that refutes Nic's hypothesis, okay? And he uses normal terminology, and he phrases it in a way that everyone can understand. And I think we got to get on that path here, that it's everyman, it's normal people. It's not people with 160 IQs that are driving this market. And if people want to understand what's going on, they're going to need explanations from Kyle. And rather than, Nic has some great stuff, but this one is going to be over a lot of people's heads. And again, I agree with Kyle's simplistic explanation that it really just boils down to, it doesn't boil down to theories. It boils down to there is going to be a lot less new Bitcoin out there. And that the buying of Bitcoin would have to go down by an incredible amount, compared to the normal amount that is being bought every day right now for the price not to go up, okay? For the price to be currently priced in. And, the term priced in is kind of ambiguous also, okay? You can interpret that many different ways, and Nic does in his article, definitely. So, all right, you can look at that stuff. You can get obsessed with that. All I got to say is it's time for the halving hype, dudes. Use that hashtag, halving hype. Spread the word. Get people excited about it. Get people buying it before many months pass after the halving, and people realize, like, oh my God, there's less Bitcoin here. Got to get into it. Because most people don't realize that there's going to be less new Bitcoin out there. That's a really important factor to factor in when you're in the market and what people think it's worth right now, if they don't know there's going to be less of it in the future. But Nic thinks that everyone and their mama knows there's going to be, they know the, how much of it is being produced every day. All right, the issuance schedule. So let's go to this question here. Now, Al KZ, you're a good guy, but you've got a question. I don't even want to say this guy's name, but let's call him the Belizean guy who does drugs. Tweeted that he isn't ever eating his member. So you guys know who I'm talking about. And just said to get new people into this. And he just said it to get new people into the space. He said Bitcoin is old tech compared to the Model T Ford. So since I look at Tone Vays's Twitter feed, who is a smart person, he actually retweeted that tweet by that mutant from who lived in Belize for a while, who used to be a smart person, but then got into drugs and his brain is just totally fried. And yeah, he talked about how he was going to eat his private part if I don't even know what the challenge was. And now he's saying, "Oh, I was just kidding. Just kidding. It was just a gimmick." He's a liar. He's a freaking liar. Why does everyone even care about this guy? And what he possibly did in Belize is beyond. It's horrible because someone might have. He thought someone killed his dog, and so he possibly, well, the person that he thought maybe killed his dog suddenly was no longer alive, coincidentally. And then this guy doesn't, and then the guy fled Belize. This guy who said he was going to eat his member that people love to talk about. This guy makes a bunch of noise. He's a liar, just like Victoshi is a liar. And they're basically the same thing. So why even give them a minute? Why waste my breath on them? So they want attention. That's why he talked about his private parts. It's ridiculous. But hey, this is where the big boys play. So we have to deal with these people. But you ignore them. You ignore them, and you don't give them the time of day because a liar like that is totally illegitimate. It has no effect on Bitcoin really. All right, we have Crypto Fred is in the house. I'm going to talk about you in a second, dude. RA803G said, Bitcoin Meister, do you think Bitcoin to the moon might be a good mod? Will you have Bitcoin to the moon be a mod here? No, I think he would be a great mod, but I don't need mods here. And I want people to come. I want those freaks out there that talk about these whack crypto dividends and talk about trading all these impulsive people that come here. I want them to come here. And the anti-Semites that come here constantly. I want them to be here. I just to show that I don't care. They can say what they want. This is where the big boys play. You can say the most insane conspiracy theories. You can talk about your whack crypto dividends and your cult leaders and whatever. I think that just ignore them. I mean, this is where the big boys play. You're going to have to deal with this on Twitter, these same freaks, the type of people that are impulsive and just say wacky things, don't know how to hold their own Bitcoin, tell lies and stories. I mean, these claims, some of these guys, let them do it. So I love Bitcoin to the moon. He'd be a great mod, but I don't want mod. I want this to be what it is. I want it to be a cesspool. I want it to continue to be a cesspool. And just to show that Adam Meister lets people say, and again, the comment section, I let them all say what they're going to say in my comment section too. Do I reply? I ignore. I knew it. You just ignore them. Just ignore them. Just ignore them. You can carry on your conversation when people are saying stuff about, I looked at the death cross or whatever they're saying. I don't even know what some of these dudes are saying and pumping up, cult leaders and ego coin people. Let them talk about these people. Who cares? Just ignore it. You got to ignore them. You got to ignore them. We're grown-ups here. We can ignore freaks like that. All right. So what else do we have here? Now let's talk about a good crypto dividend. MWC coin. A bunch of us signed up for this because you got insider information. I talked about how there was going to be this airdrop to Bitcoin holders, a crypto dividend called MWC, Mimblewimble coin. And the last day to claim it was January 2nd, which I also said here. And still, not all of it was claimed. And they are thinking about having another airdrop of the remaining MWC. I think that would be great. I mean, right now it's like trading for $1.29 or something like that. It's doing pretty well. It's not, your return wouldn't be 1% yet if you sold it. Again, you got 41 MWC for every Bitcoin that you had. So the price doesn't add up. $50 is not 1% of 7,500, but it might get up there. Who knows? You might get a 1% return. I'm not giving you any recommendations on what to do. Free is free. You got it for free. They might be giving out, there might be another airdrop soon. Now, what's funny is, and I linked to something that Andy Hoffman wrote about it if you want to know more. I think it was on Andy's Twitter thread where he tweeted that out. There were two guys complaining how they didn't know that the last day to claim MWC was January 2nd. And then I looked, And I saw that both these guys follow me on Twitter. What can I say? What can I say, guys? You can follow me. You can watch my shows, but there comes a point when there's reading comprehension and listening comprehension. And I've said it a few times on this show, so I don't know if the guys actually watched the show or not. But I think I've even retweeted stuff about, I can't say if I retweet stuff about January 2nd or not, but I've definitely spoken about it on the show a couple times. But so, yeah, I hope people that are watching this show aren't saying, oh, I forgot to claim it. When, I mean, you got to listen. This is your home of Bitcoiner insider information. It's not really that insider. I mean, you could just go to the MWC site. They were telling you. So, all right. So, yeah, maybe there'll be another airdrop for everyone to get more of that stuff. So, good. Free is free. I like it. I like it. All right. So, let's talk about people who are in motion, okay, who have gone out of their way to contact me, whether it be in this chat or whether it be over Twitter. They copy me. And if decent people contact me about their projects that deal with Bitcoin, and they're not trying to sell some ICO and ridiculous stuff like that, then I'm going to talk about it, because I love people, because there's so much room to grow in this space. There's so many opportunities. People can make pillows, Bitcoin pillows. People can make Bitcoin wallets, whatever they want to do. There's so much opportunity here. We're in a golden age, and I like to promote people who aren't complaining. They're competing. So let's talk about the one dude here who contacted me over Twitter, and I linked to it below. It's called Satoshi Verse. Okay, so Satoshi VS. Oh no, they used the Satoshi name. I should be scared. No, anyone can use a Satoshi name, just like this guy. He says, introducing Satoshi VS, which is verses for iOS. Start stacking sats, then start thinking in them by visualizing their value against the world of S coins. I'm not going to say that word. More features are coming soon, but you can grab the initial version now. Value your wealth in Bitcoin and Satoshis is what I say to that. So the guy, he's selling some app on a phone. It can show you you're buying Satoshis every day, and to compare them to altcoins, what they're worth in terms of altcoins. So it's like Satoshi versus that altcoin. I mean, there's this thing. It's interesting. Check it out below. Now, there's another guy who's actually in the chat right now. He came up with something, and I, if you watched yesterday, I think show, yeah, it was, yeah. He told me about shieldfolio.com, and so I looked what this was, and basically it's a physical notebook where you can write down your private keys and private Bitcoin related information. And it's with invisible ink. And you can only see it with the special flashlight. Now, he hasn't produced it yet, so maybe he needs some feedback. I thought it was an interesting idea. Maybe some people will like it. Obviously, people will have questions about it. But that's interesting. He's in motion. He's trying something different. I hadn't seen anything like that before. So, hey, it's original. And again, it's not out yet. I think it's coming out in February or something. So check him out. It's linked to below, shieldfolio.com. Give him some feedback. He's on Twitter also. So, yeah, shout out to all those dudes that are in motion. I like that. And it's waterproof, he says. If Fred is in there now. His name is Fred. Okay, so one final thing. I like music. I like to listen to music when I'm brushing my teeth, when I'm flossing. And Make Me Smile by Chicago. That's a good one. I think I probably mentioned that a few years ago. Who knows? It feels like I mentioned it on the show again. But check it out. Make Me Smile by Chicago. It'll get you pumped. Put a big smile on your face. Put a big smile on my face, didn't it? Okay, everybody. Thanks a lot. It's late at night. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. I did my interval training today, my sprints. It was like 74 degrees in Tucson, Arizona today. So there was a little bit of sweating. And then I ran like 4 miles, and I didn't want to run that much, but whatever. So on my sprint days, I'm always a little bit more tired, because that really, when you do those 15 sprints in a row, you only have to do 8 for proper interval training. You're working some different muscles there. It's a different, I forgot the different name. Compared it to regular running, I don't know the technicalities. Got to look it up. It's a big difference. Sprinting is makes you thicker. The other is for your heart. Okay, so I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share this video, check out the links below, pound that like button, bang that bell button. Thanks a lot, everyone. You get a new show here every day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.